For many of our veterans, making the switch from military service to civilian life can be very challenging.
Yep, happening today, an event to help vets and active duty make this transition with ease. Joining us now is recruiting executive and former Navy rescue swimmer John Calusa. John, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Whether they realize it or not, the military men and women pick up all sorts of skills. The challenge now is to make sure that they showcase that and highlight that when they're applying for a job in the civilian world, isn't it?
Absolutely. You know, it's interesting. In the military, there's a thing called collateral duties, right? So, and I always use what I did in the Navy. Is I was an AW, air crewman, flew in helicopters. Transferable skills. I could be a PE teacher, is what they told me. Right? It's not really what I wanted to do. But in addition to that, I was responsible for computer systems. I programmed computers. You learn how to deal with people. You have discipline. But those collateral duties are really kind of the gold when military people come out. They don't realize it. And I've talked with thousands of people when they're coming out of the military and tell them, look, focus or broaden your perspective. Broaden what you're looking at, your transferable skills, the things that employers, I also work with employers to teach them how to talk to military people.
Yes. And how to recognize those skills.
Exactly right. They want to, you know, people have asked me, why do I do this? And I said, well, I want to help bridge the gap. What I've learned over the last 15 years of doing this is that companies want to hire veterans. Veterans want to get hired. What's missing?
Yes.
What is the single greatest nugget that people are going to walk away with today? You've been doing this for 15 years. What are some of the questions that you hear? What is the most important thing they're going to learn today?
You know, I'd like to believe that there's a lot of things that they're going to learn. Normally I speak about a lot of different things. One, that it's not as difficult as it seems. I like to say that it's simple, not easy. Right? The solution is really just being able to communicate your value. To understand that a company is interested in what you can do for them so that they can serve their customer. And once they get their head wrapped around that, it's amazing how quickly they go, okay, I think I see that.
Yes. And we could talk for a long time about this because we have tons of veterans and military active duty, and they're making that transition. So the event coming up here at 8 o'clock in the morning, you've got you still have some vacancies, so people can actually come down later today.
Absolutely. There's room for about 100. I think we're between 50 to 75 right now. And there's two sessions, one at 8 o'clock and then this afternoon at 12:30.
Okay, so this is at the Courtyard Marriott in Mission Valley.
Yeah.
Again, this military workshop, it goes for about 3 hours where you could learn about marketing yourself. There you see helping vets. And even if you're active duty, start planning now. That's
right. And you know, it's interesting, real quick though, there's friends of mine here locally in San Diego. San Diego's kind of my Navy home. I live in Atlanta. And they said, you know, it's interesting. The people coming out of the military don't know that they need this. They go through a class called TAP, Transition Assistance Program. They think that they're ready, and then they get hit when they walk off base. It's the people who've been out for a year to 3 years to 5 years, they go, I really need to go as a veteran.
That's true.
And the job force, of course, very challenging right now.
Absolutely. And typically for veterans, statistics will show you over the last 5 to 7 years that the unemployment rate for veterans is about 20% higher than the national average, on average.
And you're working to change that. $75 today, John?
$75 today for veterans.
Okay, perfect. And that's at the Courtyard Marriott, Mission Valley.
That's correct.
Okay.
Thanks
very much.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.